Okay, so it's Monday, April 24th, and it's been kind of an interesting couple days. My buddy left yesterday. I did some kind of different postings this weekend just because I wasn't getting on my laptop because when I use it as a modem, there's only a certain amount of memory on it before it starts to slow down. Even though my data plan with T-Mobile is supposed to be unlimited, they cap me at a certain amount and then they start to slow down. So a lot of times it's really hard, especially when I'm on the laptop during high traffic times to get stuff done. So I'm trying to minimize it so I can just do it for tweaking the videos, and 80% of it. The only thing I can't do on my phone is doing thumbnails and then a couple other things like annotations and putting index cards at the end of it. But that's not that big of a deal. I was using it mostly to monetize, and now I can monetize it from my phone. So that's why like a lot of the past videos don't have any thumbnails that have text in them, or they're specifically all text thumbnails. But anyways, so what happened was I basically I kind of want to comment on this because it's I've had a few negative comments since I started jumping back into the pool of doing stuff, and most of them I've deleted because they were from young kids and they were different. They were more like I mean, it's all subjective, but they were like just kind of like they didn't really have any base to it. They were just saying something for the sake of whatever. So I just deleted them. Um, and then last night after I took a nap, and then I woke back up, and the last video that I'd posted about the weirdest top 10 weirdest porn fetishes, which I actually got a bulk of that. I got 8 from the internet, tweaked them a little bit, and then added a couple, but put a spin on it, which is basically doing it in a character, which I thought would be fun for me and a little different. And I'm kind of playing with stuff. I'd like to actually start to come out with more character stuff because it's more fun for me. Maybe more fun for the audience, but it's also because I was actually going into the analytics, and my retention rate, even on the ones that have a lot of views, isn't as high as it should be. And I'm still not getting grasp on the pay scale and how things are done, because I have one video that is like the how to get 216 million views has like one of the biggest payouts, like 23 cents or something like that, and it's only got 216 views, but the retention rate is like almost 100%, meaning they've almost watched the whole thing every single time. So one that I have that's got over almost 1,600 views has no monetary connection to it, and the retention rate is about 25%. So I think it's just under 30 seconds, which may be why. I don't know. Again, I don't know. So anyways, I was just playing with stuff because it was a couple different reasons. Anyways, I get a message that basically was a paragraph last night where it's like from a female. It looks like a female. I can't tell because she has no playlist, and there's nothing to go on other than a thumbnail and then the message that I have. She doesn't have anything. So to me, it looks like a troll account. And the same thing, I go look at the accounts, and if it's somebody that's got a bunch of stuff, it's like you can kind of get a feel for where they are or who they are or whatever. But she basically stated that because it was weird because it was something that I didn't like or enjoy, because it didn't have tits and an ass. That makes it weird. And then I was the problem with America, and then I should quit. I should delete my YouTube account. But then it put an LOL at the end of it. So to me, that indicates that they're being cheeky and joking, but I don't know if it's somebody that I know that has just come in and thrown a spin, or if it's just a complete troll that found it by accident, or you don't know what the deal is. So it took me a little while to basically respond, and I'm thinking about actually doing the response like in character, but to me it was a joke. And the fact that he's a geeky, I mean, I started doing the character off of, because I was playing with the special effects that I found on my laptop off of my other editing program. And it's kind of like a Pesci, New York, New Jersey, but after I did it a couple times, it's like he reminds me of a character that the Kids in the Hall did way back, and it wasn't a reoccurring character. It was a character that Mark McKinney did, where the guy has something wrong with his foot that basically makes his leg go numb or whatever, and he stabs his leg. But it's a monologue. They did the Kids in the Hall did these like monologues. It's a monologue of a guy that he's like, I'm a loner. And that's what it kind of reminds me of. But it wasn't initially planned when I did it. It was more or less kind of going with what I was seeing off the character for the special effects. And therein, to me, was the irony. It's like somebody that's like kind of got a weird voice, got a weird special effects going on, is basically doing, the top 10 weirdest of porn fetishes. And it was, like I said, it was more or less to change up my speed with, or not speed, but like energy, because it's like it was something for me to do different, and then doing, because I was just, anyways, I just found it funny, but ironical funny, like doing a character. But it's my first troll message that I've gotten, so it's something that I figured I'd just make a comment on it. There's a lot of people do it, and the amazing thing is, one of my rebuttals is basically America's the problem with America. The fact that we've become so PC on a lot of topics. Some I get, but some I'm like, why is there an argument here over, for somebody to stop, take time out of their day? I mean, it's got to trigger them enough within the parameters of what's going on that I don't see it. But then again, it's like sometimes when you're in the picture, you don't see things. But there's an element of like PC-ness that's, I'm not saying, that's part of like what a lot of people that have gone on the bandwagon with Trump, and I'm not a Trump supporter or advocate by any means. He's our president, but whatever. But what I'm saying is that that's a lot of people that they've interviewed is basically because Trump is so bombastic with what he's saying, it's kind of like sweeping this PC bullshit under the carpet, or just plowing through it, rather, which I think some of that is valid. I really do. Some of the PC nature that we've kind of come into is like, it's kind of like comedy. It's like there's a certain point where, we have this thing called the First Amendment. And I may not necessarily believe in what you're saying, but I will fight for your right to say it, because that's part of, our American rights. And it's the same thing. It's where people that basically come up and comment back on something that you post or put or, whatever. It's basically, I get it, but I don't get it. It's one of those things like if you're constantly checking or testing yourself to make sure that it's sound or valid, or if you're not going to offend anybody, you're never going to get anything done. You're never going to leave the house. And especially with creative venues, that's the beauty of YouTube. It's a complete platform just to kind of play within a box. And so, whoever this person is, or I think it's trollish, because it's got no subscribers on the other account, and that appears to be trollish, meaning trolling in the sense of trying to light a fire to get a reaction. And most of that I don't even play with. I've had a few other people that have tried to spark, like a flame war on other sites when I'm on somebody else's page, and I don't even play at all. Especially, I go check their page. I had something happen on another site off of basically a word that I used because it was too, they said it was like, what are you from? That's so like 1989 or something like that. And it's like, really? Off of a word? but said some kind of, heavy-handed stuff because of that. And it was like, okay, whatever, dude. But that's somebody else's site and somebody else's thread, and it's like I'm not going to piss on somebody else's area, unless. But when it comes to my own, I'll either comment, delete, or at least kind of ruminate on it. So this I felt was valid though, in the sense that because it actually had some meat to the opinion. Otherwise, other than these kids that basically were just like, and a couple of the ones with the kids I've left, but a couple I've just deleted just because there's no basis. It's just So so I'm basically abrasive of any back and forth, but to each his own, I guess. So that's my PC statement, troll statement on Monday, 4/24. Don't think I'm going to do anything again tonight. I might do something tomorrow, but I'm not sure. So anyways, have a great Monday, and we'll talk to you guys later.